Yes, I really bought crypto during FOMO season, and no, it didn't go well. We've all done dumb things with money. Some people buy expensive gym equipment they never use. Others sign up for subscriptions they forget to cancel. Me? I lit $10,000 on fire between crypto hype and eating out like I had a Michelin star budget. I'm not here to cry about it. Well, maybe just a little. But I am here to break it down, so hopefully you don't end up making the same mistakes I did. This is a judgment-free zone, by the way. If you've ever made a money decision that made future you want to scream into a pillow, just know you're not alone. And if you're currently teetering on the edge of your own financial flop, maybe this story will help you pivot. Let's start with the biggest, most avoidable blunder of them all, the crypto hype trap. Habit 1, impulse crypto buying. It all started with a group chat. Everyone was suddenly talking about crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. Stuff I hadn't heard of was being thrown around like the next gold rush. Instead of doing the smart thing, researching to understand what I was buying, I opened up an app, transferred some cash, and bought in. My entire investment strategy was based on vibes. Seriously, my friend said, "This coin's gonna blow up." And I said, "Bet." Within a week, I dropped over $2,500 into various coins. A few were semi-legit, but some were sketchy meme coins I couldn't even pronounce. I told myself this was my big shot at financial freedom. What actually happened? The market dipped, then crashed, and I panicked. I sold everything at a loss, trying to cut my losses and not lose more. I ended up down $1,900 just from that mess alone. The lesson here? Don't get caught up in FOMO and do your own research, DYOR. Just because everyone around you is hyped doesn't mean it's the right move for you. Investing shouldn't be gambling. What I did wasn't investing. It was impulse buying based on FOMO, which was the just gambling. But the money blunders didn't stop there. Habit 2, credit card YOLO. Here's the thing, I got my first credit card and treated it like a permission slip to live a lifestyle I couldn't actually afford. I was booking flights, buying clothes, upgrading my electronics, and trying out every trendy restaurant on Instagram. At first, it felt amazing. Swipe, swipe, swipe. I'd tell myself, it's only $60, I'll pay it off later. Spoiler, I didn't. Not right away. By the end of the year, I had racked up over $4,000 in credit card debt. It didn't feel real because I wasn't seeing the money leave my account. I was just watching numbers go up on a statement that I never wanted to open. The monthly minimums were manageable at first, but the interest was brutal. Suddenly, I was paying $100 a month just in interest fees, and the balance barely moved. And because I had no budget and no system for tracking my spending, I didn't even realize how bad it was getting until I was already buried. This is where I learned another painful truth. Credit limits are not free money. If anything, they're a test of whether you can delay gratification. And I failed. Miserably. The habit that helped me dig out of this hole was simple but powerful. Track your spending weekly. Every Sunday, I sit down and look at what I spent. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it's always eye-opening. Now, if I swipe my card, I make sure there's a plan to pay it off before interest kicks in. And I've built a rule for myself. If I can't afford it in cash, I can't afford it at all. It's not fun in the moment, but it has saved me thousands of dollars. Habit 3, no emergency fund. Let's talk about the quiet killer of financial peace, not having an emergency fund. For years, I lived pay to pay. Even when I started making more money, I spent more. I'd get a raise and immediately upgrade something in my life. A better apartment, more dinners out, nicer clothes. I didn't think I needed an emergency fund because honestly, I assumed things would just keep going fine. But life doesn't work like that. One day my car broke down out of nowhere. The repair cost $1,200. I had $300 in my account. So guess what I did? I threw it on the credit card, again. That spiraled into more debt, more interest, and more stress. And the worst part? It wasn't even a surprise. Cars break down. Things happen. I just wasn't prepared. What I wish I had done back then is something I do now, religiously. Set aside a little bit, regularly, even if it's just $5 a week. When you're broke or just starting out, saving even $20 feels impossible. But building the habit is more important than the amount. It's about creating the mindset that future you matters. I started with just a few bucks per week, and now I've got a separate savings account with 3 months of expenses. It took time, but every deposit made me feel more in control. Having an emergency fund isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind. Knowing that a random expense won't completely wreck your life is priceless. Reflection and call to action. If I could go back and advise my younger self, I wouldn't come in with judgment or lectures. I'd just say, start with the basics. Learn how to track your money. Build a tiny emergency fund. Don't invest in stuff just because everyone else is. And for the love of your future self, stop pretending credit cards are magic. I lost $10,000 to hype and habits that didn't serve me. And while it sucks to look at that number, it's also the price I paid for some hard-won wisdom. Now I use that experience to fuel better decisions and hopefully help someone else skip the pain. So let's be honest, what's your dumbest money habit? Share it in the comments and join our little Money Doctor community. No shame here, just a bunch of people trying to get it together. And hey, if this video helped even 1%, hit that sub button. Future you will be grateful, because we all mess up with money. What matters is what you do next.